myth number one, behavior is a prerequisite. So this is probably, I would say, the biggest myth or the biggest perceived barrier and the hardest concept. That's right. We're going to give you red X's. We're going to give red X's for like myth, right? Not the truth. The hardest concept, I think, for teachers and even parents to really visualize is how to make this work. And classrooms, for many good reasons, are compliance-based. So why is behavior a myth?
Behavior as a prerequisite to inclusion is a myth because behavior does not constitute whether or not a child should be in an inclusive setting, in a general education setting. Sometimes, and we've chatted a little bit about this on here before, sometimes behavior is a result of the environment. And so if a child is in a certain setting and experiencing certain behaviors, we're not always sure that those behaviors are going to transfer over to the general education setting and vice versa. We don't know until we try. Behavior is not a prerequisite because there are so many factors that go into why individuals, why children, why students exhibit certain behaviors. And it's our job as educators to figure out what the function is. And so placement is really irrelevant to that, unless we are trying all sorts of things in a gen ed setting and we have a clear positive behavior support plan in place and the student is still communicating that setting is not correct, then we have to listen to the student. But to think about behavior as a prerequisite to general education, to inclusion, is just a completely flawed theory.
I love what you said about really getting to the why, right? I mean, I really love the way that you laid that out instead of just saying, well, there's behaviors, so we need to put the student somewhere else, and that can be dealt with somewhere else. It's what all of this is about, right? And what true like behavior intervention is, to really figure out like what is the why. And then when you're talking about the behavior plans, which is sort of not behavior plans but supports, a huge key to all of inclusion. What are the supports and strategies that school teams can explore to make classrooms accessible for students with neurodiverse behaviors?
Yeah, and I can't tell you how many times I see school districts try to make a case as to why a student can't be in gen ed talking about behavior, but then you look at the child's IEP and you see that there is no behavior support plan at all, and there are no supports in place. And yet we're still using this as an excuse as to why a certain setting is not appropriate, but we haven't actually done our jobs as educators to implement certain supports and strategies to really allow the student to maximize their learning and access the learning and curriculum with those positive behavior supports in place.